Welcome to the Killer Innovation Show, the longest continuously produced podcast in history. Each week, Phil McKinney brings you the insights and strategies to amplify your creativity and innovation skills. Here's your host, Phil McKinney.
Welcome to this week's Killer Innovation Show. This week, we're going to talk about terminology that has caused some confusion based on the questions that are sent to me. This is the question between what's the difference between disruptive innovation and radical innovation? Are they the same? Do they mean the same? Disruptive innovation is a term that in many cases has become way overused. And radical innovation is radical. It is something distinctly different. And that's what we're going to talk about in today's episode. But before we hop in, I have that favor to ask. Hit the subscribe button, subscribe to the show. That way you get notified each and every time a new episode is posted. Follow us on social media. Keep up with conversation throughout the week. And then share. Help us tell others. Help us spread the word. All the show notes in the show are over at killerinnovations.com, but also they're available over at theinnovators.network, the syndicator and distributor of all of our content. So you can go check that out also. So without any further delay, let's hop in to this week's episode. Innovation can be classified as two main types: disruptive innovation and radical innovation. Disruptive innovation is an idea that improves upon the existing market and exceeds the needs of the marketplace, eventually replacing old products and services. Radical innovation destroys the market and therefore creates entirely new value networks and replaces it with products never yet before conceived. Another way to think about it is that radical innovations challenge the status quo and create something completely new. Disruptive innovations are those that make an existing product or service obsolete by replacing it. Many believe that both disruptive innovation and radical innovation result from chance or luck. However, there's a lot of evidence to suggest that they are the result of specific mindset and problem solving, and therefore is something that you can learn. So what's the secret to being able to consistently create disruptive innovation and radical innovations? Well, first off, let's talk in more details about each. What is disruptive innovation? There are a few things to keep in mind when creating disruptive innovations. First, it's important to understand the existing market and value network. Next, you need to identify any gaps or shortcomings in those existing markets. And finally, you need to create something that fills that gap and provides more value than what is currently available. Now, there are several famous examples of disruptive innovations, such as the iPhone, which disrupted the existing smartphone market by offering a better user experience and more features than the competition. Uber also disrupted the taxi industry by offering a better, more convenient alternative to traditional taxis. Now, how do you create disruptive innovation? Here are a few tips. 1, study the existing market. Really study it and identify any gaps or shortcomings. It's no secret that to create disruptive innovation, you need to do the research. You need to become deep and an expert in the marketplace that you're going to go after. And by doing so, you can identify those gaps, those shortcomings that may exist, and work to fill them with your new product or service. Only then will you be able to identify any opportunities for change and to capitalize on them. Next, identify potential opportunities or weaknesses in the current market. Now, these opportunities can lead to disruptive in a variety of ways. For example, an opportunity may present itself for a new type of business model to enter the market, disrupting the status quo, such as Uber. Alternatively, A weakness in one area of the market may create an opening for a new competitor to emerge and take market share by offering something the others don't do. Either way, it's important to keep an eye out for opportunities and weaknesses, and then to be prepared to capitalize them. Or, if you're in the market, defend against them if they arise. Doing so can help you stay ahead of your competition and achieve disruptive innovation. Third, prototype your idea. Get feedback from potential users and customers. Prototyping is absolutely essential to creating disruptive innovation. By testing out your idea and getting feedback from potential users or customers, you can determine whether there is a demand for your product or service and make necessary adjustments before you investing too much time and money into the development. Feedback from early adopters can be especially valuable in helping you gauge interest and determine what features or aspects of your prototype are most appealing or not. 4, launch your product or service and continue to improve and refine it based on the feedback from your customers. Launching your product or service is one of the most important steps. It allows you to get feedback from users and customers. This process helps you create a product or service that meets the needs of your target market, which can lead to greater success. Of course, there's no guaranteed formula for success, and it's possible that your innovation may not be as successful as you hope. However, by following these tips, you increase your chances of creating a disruptive innovation that could change the world. So, what is a radical innovation? Radical innovation is about doing things differently to create something new and better. It can be changed to the way you do things or a completely novel approach nobody has ever tried before. Whatever it is, it needs to be something that makes a real difference. Now, there are countless examples of radical innovation. Here are 3. 1. The Google search engine. When Google launched its search engine in 1998, it was a radical new way to find information online. For those of us old enough, we can all remember what it was like before Google. The only way to find information on the web was by using directories such as Yahoo or browsing through websites one by one. Google's search engine changed all that by allowing users to type in keywords and find relevant directories almost instantly. And those results were much better than just searching through Yahoo. This was a breakthrough and helped make Google the world's most popular search engine. Next, Tesla's electric cars. Now, electric cars have been around for a long time, but Tesla's Model S was a game changer. It was the first all-electric luxury car, and it showed that electric cars could be just as good, if not better, than gasoline-powered cars. This is an example where radical innovation doesn't always mean more tech. It can be simply in the way the product is created, manufactured, presented, and sold. Tesla's electric cars have helped change the way people think about transportation, and it's spurred other companies to develop their own electric car models. Next, SpaceX reusable rockets. Now, SpaceX is a private company, again, founded by Elon. Elon also founded Tesla. But he's developed a new type of rocket that can be reused. This is a breakthrough because it significantly reduces the cost of travel. SpaceX rockets are helping to make space exploration more affordable and accessible, which can lead to major advances in the field. As you can see, radical innovation can come in many forms. What all these examples have in common is that they represent a significant change from the status quo. If you want to create radical innovation, you need to be thinking about ways to do things differently and make a real difference in the world. Creating a radical innovation is no easy feat, but it is possible. Just look at the examples above. If they can do it, so can you. So, how do you create radical innovations? Here are a few insider secrets to creating radical innovations. First off, embrace failure. One of the most important things you need to do to create radical innovation is to get comfortable with failure. Failure is inevitable when you're doing something new and different. You're going to make mistakes, and that's okay. What's important is that you learn from these mistakes and keep moving forward. Number two, start with a clean slate. That means forgetting everything you know about the status quo and imagining something completely new. It means having the courage to think big and challenge the status quo. It means having the humility to listen to others and learn from them. And it means recognizing that no one has all the answers, but that we can find them together if we're willing to continue learning and growing. Number three, and in my case, the most important, have a vision for what could be. This vision needs to be so compelling that it inspires people to take action and help you make this vision a reality. A good vision should be clear, achievable, and inspiring. It should also be specific enough that it can guide the actions of those working to achieve it. Once you have a clear vision for what you want to achieve, you can start putting together a plan to make it happen. Now, this plan should outline the steps you need to take to achieve this vision. Number four, be willing to take risks. If you want to create radical innovation, you need to be willing to take risks. This means it's okay that you're going to try some things, you're going to do some experiments. You need to be comfortable with uncertainty and not be afraid to try something because it's scary. Number five, apply box thinking. To really succeed at creating a radical innovation, you need to apply box thinking. You need to think not only inside the box, certain things you have to fit within, such as regulations, but also outside the box thinking, looking at it completely new. This means looking at things from a different perspective and seeing things in a new light. It's about thinking in new ways so that you can come up with something completely new. And number six, be passionate. Creating a radical innovation takes a lot of hard work and dedication. You need to be passionate about what you're doing and see it through. If you're not passionate about your idea, it's going to be very difficult to succeed. Seven, believe in yourself. Creating a radical innovation is not easy. There'll be times when you doubt yourself and your ability to succeed. It's important to believe in yourself and your idea. Remember why you're doing this and don't give up. Now, of course, not every radical innovation is a success. Plenty of startups and businesses have tried something new only to fail miserably and publicly. And I'm speaking from experience here. I've done 13 startups before I got my big success and my big IPO. Some of them were big fails. Let me tell you though, you can survive to go at it again. And failure is not always a negative. It's okay. It's part of the process. It's those who are willing to take risks and push the boundaries who ultimately create the biggest changes and make the biggest impact. So, if you're feeling adventurous, don't be afraid to try something new. There's no guarantee of success, but you just may end up creating something absolutely amazing. So, what innovation are you working on? Are you working on a disruptive innovation or a radical innovation? Now, there's a third type that we didn't discuss in today's show, and that is incremental innovation. Incremental innovation is when you take an existing product and improve it and enhance it. Most, if not 90% of most innovation work done within organizations is incremental. And it's not a bad thing. It's not a negative. Big wins, though, things that are going to prepare you, your organization, to have long survivability, though, is not to settle. Not to settle just for incremental, but to allocate time, energy, dollars, people to work on disruptive innovations, coming up with new products that disrupt your competition or disrupts the marketplace and therefore even disrupts yourself before somebody else does. And then go after the radical. Try and look at where can you totally create new markets, new products, new services, things never before considered. So incremental, disruptive, radical. A good portfolio has all three. Don't get stuck into one bucket or the other. Not if you want to have innovation success. With that, thanks for taking the time out of joining us this week here on the show. We greatly appreciate the time and your commitment. Remember, go check out all of the shows over at theinnovators.network, not only my show, but Kim McNicholas and all of the other contributors that are now helping us build up the Innovators.network, a source for innovation journalism to fill in all the information that you're looking for, not only just about the background in innovation, but how it's actually being applied and telling the true stories of innovation. And with that, I'm going to thank you for your time again. Really appreciate it. Go out there, work on your ideas, and change the world. We'll talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.
Podcasting nonstop since 2005, this has been the Killer Innovation Show on the Innovators Network.